So, for this week's installment of Wednesday's WhoviansUSA, I just wanted to touch on the subject of Doctor Who and sexuality. Mainly because of the way that Cruise severely just tongue-lashed Ian for his installment on Saturday. I kind of felt a little bit responsible for a little bit of that, because in Blog TV we had been talking about Doctor Who and sexuality and different media that had arisen from the premise of Doctor Who and sexuality. And for Cruise's sake, I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to say that we even screened a few trailers for a few things and recorded some of it into Blog TV. We had already been talking about the subject at length, and beyond the difference between fan fiction and other things that have popped up because of, everything having, sexual innuendo attached to it in some form or another on the internet. I do think it's something to talk about that since this new series has started, since 2005, Doctor Who has had sexuality in it. And of course there's Tennant's Doctor with Rose, and then them living happily ever after with the one-hearted Doctor and Rose in the different universe. That's one relationship that you saw the sexual tension all the time. But now we have the Doctor and River Song. We also have the Doctor and Amy. And as much as some people want to say that no, that's completely buried, it's not there. It has come up with Rory spying on Amy with the little hand implant, thing where he could listen in on her, and he still kind of looks at the Doctor as, encroaching on his territory with his woman sometimes. And and even in The Impossible Astronaut, with that painting that was almost an entire nude Matt Smith, if not for that little bit that was covered up, that's not something that you would see in the U.S. In a show before the watershed. It's prime time. It's adult viewing, and some people still consider this a kid's show. And I'm glad I'm mentioning the last episode, at least a little bit right now, because I don't want to, go a week without mentioning an episode that happened. But in the first part of this two-parter, it seems that Amy gives glances at Rory like, "What are you doing getting close to that ganger girl?" Like, "Don't you get too close to her." I can see the tension that is being injected into the story. So I think that Doctor Who and sexuality is something that we can discuss. This is not the Sarah Jane Adventures. This is not K9 and Company. This is Doctor Who, and it's we're all mature adults, and we can talk about these things.